And what's up, everybody? We're back with another episode of the Live, Laugh, Left podcast. Live, Laugh, Left episode number 109. As we continue here, as I promised in the last episode, Garry is back and here. We got a lot to talk about today. Phoenix has happened. Lot to talk about from Phoenix. Boring, but
like every Phoenix race.
We'll get to that. We got some news to talk about, big and not so big, and then of course at the end we will preview our actions at Las Vegas. So should be a good one. Take a sip of my Aquafina, not actually Aquafina water. This is a refilled bottle.
Base. Is this true chat?
Not sponsored.
What does it taste like?
Water. See, Aquafina tastes like salt. Water tastes like water. That's how you know.
Because it's made from salt water.
Drew? They just bottle it straight out of the ocean? Yeah. They're solving the rising sea levels that way, guys. Just know that. Anyways, Phoenix starts with Xfinity. Xfinity was actually some pretty good action all throughout. Leland Honeyman had a mechanical issue early, so it came out of contention. Then it calmed down for a while until the early part of the second stage when the big one happened. Well, actually, no, it wasn't the big one. It was just a big wreck. Austin Hill did the funny and did what I do at Phoenix in modern NASCAR games, which is take the corner too early and hit the pit wall, because for some reason the pit wall is just so far jutted out at Phoenix now. It's so weird. But Austin Hill hit the pit wall, threw his car way back up into traffic, taking out Sheldon Creed and Dean Thompson in the process. So yeah, it was not fun. Sage Cram wrecked in stage 3, and then Carson Kvapil, once again 2 weeks in a row now for Carson Kvapil, blowing a tire up front while running up in the top 5 very late in the race, took him out of contention. That was a very unfortunate situation for him. And then Lights wrecked. Of course, I don't remember his first name. He wrecked. Weird way to pronounce the word lights, by the way. Leitz. Which then set up an overtime finish it came down between Eric Almirola and Justin Allgaier, who were beating and banging on the restart, all the way to the line, and then things got crazy at the end, as Allgaier was shoveled out of the way. In came Alex Bowman to try and steal the win, but it was not enough. Almirola beat Alex Bowman out in a photo finish in overtime. Lots of paint traded, lots of smoke, but a very thrilling finish nonetheless. So, congrats to Eric Almirola for getting the win in pretty spectacular fashion. Definitely wasn't the fastest car all day, probably second or third fastest car, but he took out the fastest car by pretty much wrecking him. So I guess that's just how the game is played.
Any way to win.
Then we get to Cup. Had a lot to live up to, for sure. After, also I have to talk. Before we get to Cup, I want to talk about the CW. I don't think I mentioned its broadcasting in the last couple of episodes, but I remember talking about it at the Daytona episode, but I don't think I mentioned it since. This was a pretty bad broadcast for the CW. On top of the fact that they had started copying Fox and going to commercial every 2 laps, they had several points where they would come back from side-by-side segments only for the race to still be side-by-side with the race on the left and a slightly delayed version of the race on the right. So it's the same fucking thing, like 2 seconds apart. What the fuck are you doing? And then the race, apparently some parts of the country, it blacked out for like an hour. They couldn't couldn't even watch the race. That didn't happen for me, but there were a couple points where there was like audio just randomly going out, or it froze for a couple seconds, or it did all this sort of stuff. I'm like, what the fuck?
You know, that's what happened at Coda for me.
I don't remember that happening at Coda for me. It might have, but I don't remember. But definitely didn't happen at Daytona. It didn't happen in Atlanta. Well, I didn't watch the Atlanta race, so I guess that's why it wouldn't have happened. But what the hell, CW? Come on, this is not this. I know it's still early in the season, but still, you gotta have your shit figured out for this big platform. Come on, do better. All right, now we'll go to Cup. I just want to get that off my chest. So this race was, as I said in the last episode, was the first Cup race to feature a female driver since 2018. Catherine Ledge, I can't remember the name. Well, how'd she do?
Why don't you tell us, Tyler? How did she do?
For the record, she did better than Danica Patrick did in her Cup debut. So,
except wasn't Danica Patrick on the pole for the Daytona 500?
Not in her Cup debut. She wasn't.
When was her Cup debut? Am I just thinking of the wrong thing?
Her Cup debut was the year before, when she wrecked on the opening lap. Finished like 38th. Catherine Legg, I think she finished 32nd. So, it's an improvement. But yeah, she said she started dead
Probably
last.
Probably would do better than Haley Deegan.
She started dead last, spun out on like the 4th lap, and then on the restart, Recky Spinhouse and Cole Custer got tangled up and spun out too. So that was fun. And then on that restart, Joey Logano got a huge penalty while in the lead. He got a restart violation for pulling below the yellow line too early. That was hilarious to see.
I loved every bit of it.
He somewhat rebounded, but really wasn't the same after that. Pretty much took him out of contention. Michael McDowell blew a tire in stage 2, kind of out of nowhere. And there were actually quite a bit of tire failures in this race. And the reason was this was the first time that they had tried the option tire at Phoenix. The option tire worked out pretty much the same as it had at the tracks they had tried at it last year. Lots of drivers trying the strategy. We saw it work pretty well in the opening part of the race, but once everybody started using them at the end, it wasn't as successful, but we definitely saw I thought at least we saw some better action than we normally would have seen. But the consequence of that did come from the fact that the tires did not last as long, and we did see a good amount of tire failures in this race. First one was Mike McDowell in the second stage. And there's a few others we'll get to a little bit later. But on that restart after that caution, the big one struck, taking out several drivers, including Shane Van Gisbergen, Brad Keselowski, Chase Briscoe, among others that were collected. I think it was like 7 or 8 cars that were collected in the wreck. You don't see the big one at Phoenix all the time, but we saw it there, and it took out some pretty heavy hitters, I must say. McDowell then blew another tire later in that same stage. And then Catherine Legg spun out again in stage 3. And that was the end of her day, basically. Because she got wrecked out by taking out Daniel Suarez in the process, who T-boned her right in the door, taking them both out of contention. Racing picked up for a little while there until Bubba Wallace blew a tire while running in the top 10 and hitting the wall, taking him out of contention. I think it's now... So that was the end of his day. I think it's now time that I talk about my fantasy pick for the week. My fantasy pick for the week, I was going to come down to Joey Logano or Ryan Blaney. And early on, I was very happy that I picked Ryan Blaney over Joey Logano because of the penalty. Well, then Ryan Blaney's motor blew up. And Logano finished in the top 10. I think we got 13 stage points to cushion the blow, but 28th still ain't great. Or whatever he finished, 27th or something, I don't know.
I'm surprised you didn't go with Christopher Bell after winning 2 back-to-back.
Didn't want to pick him because it's really hard to win 3 straight. And that's why we didn't pick him. We probably won't pick him next week, even though all the odds say to pick him, probably won't. I don't know.
Watch, he's going to win. I'm calling it right now. He's going to win.
True.
Even though I don't do the fantasy because I suck at it.
True. The last tire failure of the day went to Ty Gibbs.
Because Ty Gibbs sucks.
Somehow fucking Christopher Bell won again. What the fuck? 3 in a row for him. Which is just insane.
So, I found out the last person to do 4 in a row was Jeff Gordon.
It's been a while.
Because Jeff Gordon, I think, won at Indy, Pocono, Glen, and Michigan. So, those were the last 4 straight wins. And that was when he was in his championship year.
Yep.
He should have 5 championships, but Brad Keselowski had to ruin it in 2015. That stupid Michigander.
But, yeah. Bell wins again. A few drivers put up some fights, such as Denny Hamlin at the end, and a few others, but the efforts were futile, and Bell hung on for the win. Pretty impressive. I mean, it's hard to hate Christopher Bell, but this is kind of insane that he's just winning like this. This is crazy. But congrats to him.
Rather it be Christopher Bell than frickin' Denny Hamlin.
True.
My dad didn't want Denny Hamlin to win. He was actually rooting for Christopher Bell or Kyle Larson to do something.
Yep. I mean, overall, I will say it was a decent Phoenix race. The option tires, I don't think did a whole lot for that. Maybe they did, maybe they didn't. I don't know, but that was all some good action. It was a close finish again in the Cup race, so 2 close finishes this weekend. Some big wrecks. Some rather somewhat unpredictability, but not really. It's about what you would have to expect from Phoenix. So, and Fox still sucks. So there's that too.
Yep, Fox and CNN, or not CNN, shit, CW, sorry. My bad. They're so close together. I'm going to get a lot of people hating me. That's strike 1. Go ahead, say it. That's strike 1.
No, it's not a strike 1, because I also hate CNN. I hate Fox News and CNN. That's all I'm going to say. They both suck.
Yes, it's not a strike.
Anyways, though, that's Phoenix. Put it in the books. We got some news to talk about. Speaking of politics, by the way, there's been some rumors going around that the Mexico race in June will be canceled because Mexico won't allow the drivers to race there due to political relations. Thanks, Trump.
Well, Actually, never mind. I was going to say just go to Montreal, but we have a difference with them too. So the next best thing is Japan. But then I thought, no way, we have a very hatred with Japan and us. So Michigan.
NASCAR has come out and said that the race will happen as planned. It's still planning on happening. So we'll see where this goes. We're about 3 months out now of this happening. So
if they do cancel the Mexico race, I do think they should race at Michigan. And I'm not saying that just to say, oh, yay, two race dates. No. Like, I'm not even kidding. It goes Mexico City, then Michigan. Don't have to go far. Just stay at that track. Don't even worry about it. Or race at the track that you were at before you went to Mexico, which would be Texas? I have to look at the schedule.
Yeah, NASCAR said nothing's going to change about it for now. But again, 3 months. Something could happen. Hopefully nothing does.
Sorry, my bad. They would have to race at Pocono instead, or Michigan, if they're going to take that track off.
Yeah, we'll see. Oh well. Yeah, nothing crazy has escalated from that so far, but
Michigan road course.
Only time will tell.
Hog, Michigan road course.
Speaking of other tracks, the new track that's being constructed on the old Auto Club site is in jeopardy once again, as NASCAR is considering if the track is the right thing to do.
Just make the track, please. I just want to see a track at Auto Club, please. I swear, if they make it a Amazon place, I'm gonna be upset.
Well, it's already going to be Amazon warehouses, where the original sale was going to go down.
The Pontiac Silverdome is an Amazon warehouse, and I hate it. Hate it with a burning passion. They should have made it a museum. Clean up everything and make it a museum. It'd be way more better.
So we'll see what happens there. Obviously, I mean, nobody likes a short track package with these cars, and obviously that was their plan, to make it a short track. But I think the big reason is money. I think they're going to be offered a lot to sell that remaining lot of land, and it, their cost effectiveness, all that. Who knows? I hope it happens. Who knows, though? It might not. It might. Who knows? Let's hope it is, though. Let's hope it's happening. Stay positive here. Hope they're going to do it. They're going to build it. It's going to be great. It'll be good. Yeah.
They already lost, the LA Coliseum race. So there's no races in California. They need to have a race in California.
Some better news.
Ooh, but yawn first.
Yeah, I'm sorry, I'm tired. Carl Edwards is joining the Amazon Prime broadcast team. Also, Carl Edwards went on Dale Jr.'s podcast recently to talk about to spill the beans on why he retired in the first place and everything that went down with that. It's a good listen. Well, I hope it's a good listen. I haven't given it a listen yet. I will, though, in due time. Don't worry. But I think it's something.
Don't worry, I listened to it. It is a good listen. Make sure you watch the Dale Jr. download.
I think a lot of people were very curious as to why Carl Edwards retired, seemingly in his prime as a championship contender, and he finally will tell why. So it's really cool. And then he's coming back as a broadcaster. Potentially could see him maybe getting some part-time rides in Cup again. I know he's expressed interest in that. So that would be cool to see in the future. AMPM is going to be sponsoring Denny Hamlin for the next for 2 races, not the next 2 races, but 2 races this season. I think it's Sonoma and Richmond. Might be wrong, but I think those are the 2. And also Patrick Emmerling, a modified driver, I believe, is going to be honoring Jeffrey Bodine during events at Thompson Speedway this summer. So, some cool little honorary stuff there. You'll be getting to see it if you go to Thompson Speedway this year. And lastly, Casey Mears is coming back to NASCAR. Apparently in the pursuit of getting to 500 Cup Series starts. He will be back in the Cup Series, though, at the Garage 66 car, and he will run Martinsville. That'll be his next race. So, be the first time we've seen Casey Mears, and I believe since 2016, maybe 2017. No, it was 2016, the last time we saw Casey Mears in NASCAR. So, it'll be interesting to see what he can do in that car. Probably nothing. He was a backmarker driver before he left, and he'll still be a backmarker driver, most likely.
This makes me now regret purchasing this, because the other car was a 25 of Casey Mears. I hate my life.
Well, that's all the news that I had. Some pretty interesting stuff going on. Gary, I don't know if you had anything you wanted to...
I can take a look. From what it says on Corgan Oil, it doesn't look like anything. Let's see. Yeah, it doesn't look like there's anything. They just had a thing going on at a place nearby. Crystal Motor Speedway. I guess there's tires, different tires that will be in for 2025. I guess odd, but okay. And then Owasso, I think changed some stuff. They have a race that they're going to do called the Shiawassee Humane Society 100. But you have to register for it. That was actually 3 hours ago. But yeah. Other than that, they put out their schedule. It looks like... yeah. Just basically nothing really that much.
Sweet. Well, with that in mind, let's preview Las Vegas. A track that is better than Phoenix. So that's good. Yeah. Let's see here. I think all 3 series are back racing this weekend, which is good. Let's see. Yep. Trucks, Xfinity, and the Cup Series are all back racing this weekend. So that's pretty awesome. Yeah, Las Vegas, everybody knows what Las Vegas is about. I recently just watched a good YouTube video about IndyCar, kind of the controversy about them racing at Pocono. And they brought up Dan Weldon's death at Las Vegas in 2011 there.
I can remember that.
Not the good time. Not a good time at all.
Oh. Remember, I was outside and my dad told me to come inside and watch this race, and right when I was starting to watch it, the wreck happened.
Rest in peace. Legend. Alright, on a lighter note, who do we think is going to win the truck race this weekend? Tonight, actually. Time this video going up tonight. It's going to be happening.
I am going to go with the driver of the number 17 car, Giovanni Ugorito, or whatever his freaking last name is. But I go with Giovanni because it sounds Italiano. What?
That's strike one.
What?
I'm picking Raja Karuth. I just think he's gonna win off of some fuel mileage thing. I just have a feeling that's what it's gonna come down to in the trucks. Probably wrong. It's probably gonna be a wreck fest, but I think it'd be cooler if he won off of fuel mileage. Actually, no. I hate fuel mileage races. I'd rather it be a wreck fest and him still win. That's my 2 cents on that.
All right.
And then who do we think is going to win Xfinity?
I was going to go with Justin Allgaier, but today I am going to go with Matty D.
Shocker.
I'm number 98. Yeah, I'm not going to win this one. Oh, sorry, the 99. He's number 99. I'm not going to win this one. I've already called it. I'm not going to win this week. But you know what? It's worth a shot.
You know what? Fuck it. Ryan Sieg is going to get his first win. It's got to happen, baby. He's going to do it. Do it. He's not going to do it. All right, it's back to the poker chips.
Here's the thing, though. Ryan Sieg is going to do way more better than Matt DiBenedetto is. So you could pick anyone, and yet he'll win.
True. All right, here we go.
All right. We waited a week for this. Tyler's pick, since I wasn't here last week, is going to be... Oh! Would you look at that? You have to pick them back to back. Hate to break that to you. And then my pick...
Unfortunate.
Going to be... Wow, okay, Kyle Busch.
Hometown hero.
The guy that I had picked, not last week, but the week before, I had this guy picked because it was picked. So, god dang it.
Well, I hate to say it, but you're probably going to win because you have the hometown driver. And also, Mr. Engine Blowing is my pick. So,
yeah, but he's driving a Pennzoil car with his cheating teammate.
that's true.
From what I heard, Pennzoil is really fast.
Save it the pump. The pump. The pump. The pump. Save it the pump. Whoa!
That's strike one, Tyler.
You can't give strikes. You're not the owner.
You can't strike the leader of the Pringleton and Company.
Only I can give strikes.
Is that true, chat?
Anyway, let's going to do it for this episode of the Live, Laugh, Left podcast. You want to be a guest on a future episode, all you got to do is join the Pringles and Company Discord. Links in the description down below. Request the role. We'll find time to get you on. Talk some NASCAR. So, anyways, that's going to do it for this video. Stay tuned for much more amazing content. Until next time, see you guys later. Goodbye.